What's going on, everybody? And welcome to J Sports Seattle. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the Seahawks. Yeah, we won, but the whole city of Seattle took an L with the Mariners losing, so that's why I kind of sound down right now. But I'll make a video on that later. I'm going to talk about this game. So if you like the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share for more Seahawks and Seattle sports content. And without further ado, let's get on with the video. All right. So this game right here, I do not like. I like the win, obviously. Don't get me wrong. Win is a win, but I do not like. What we're doing here in the fourth quarter offensively. Defensively, we're fine. I'm not worried about it defensively. Offensively, I'm just extremely confused and extremely concerned with the way this offense is played down the stretch these past few weeks. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit. So Clint Kubiak, man, I really don't know. Excuse me. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what's going on in his mind out when he's on that field, but this dude is costing himself a job right now. I understand we're 5-2, but keep in mind your defense held this team to 19 points, and you scored 27, which you should do, but you couldn't score a single point in the second half or whatever. Like, what are we doing here? Like, this is starting to enter a very this is like when it comes to Kubiak, we're entering some very treacherous waters here because he's just not he's not calling good plays down the stretch. He has he's kind of been the same OCs these past few seasons. You have a good game plan going into each game each week. You have a nice good first 20 scripted plays, and then you enter the late third in the fourth quarter, and you just forget how to call plays. I just don't understand. We're passing the ball with 8 minutes left in the game. Why? I don't get it. Your defense is playing lights out. Run the ball, run the clock out, make them use their timeouts. What are we doing? Why are we throwing the ball in our own end zone? Well, you saw he threw a pick. But Donald threw a pick. And I don't blame Donald for that pick. I blame Clint Kubiak, because what in the hell are we doing throwing the ball with 8 minutes left when we're up 2 scores? That's just unacceptable from Clint Kubiak. Look, I know I'm being harsh over a win, but I want this team to be. This Texas team is good. Don't get me wrong, but they lost Nico Collins, and this Texans team is just in shambles right now, and we didn't need to blow these guys out, but with the way that the game was going in the starting out, we needed to blow these guys out. So, yeah, defensively, but hey, you know what? I'm gonna go back to the offense in a second, but defensively, these guys played masterfully, man, out of their minds. Third straight week of allowing 60 or less rushing yards. That is something right there. That is absolutely something. In the receiving, we got diced up again, but you know what? That's fine because 229 yards, we'll take it. We'll take it. We picked him off once. We'll take it. So, but defensively, Mike McDonald was dialing up them plays this game. He really was. He was sending safety blitzes. He was rushing 6 at times. Because we normally don't blitz, but because we do a really good job of getting home or getting pressure with just rushing 4, because we have a good, strong 4. But Mike McDonald was dialing up some plays, man, with Ty Okada with that sack, with that coverage sack. He was a free rusher. Leonard Williams lining up in the A gap, and then rushing over to the long side of the field. Mike McDonald's been dialing up plays, and this is what you want to see from your head coach, from your defensive-minded head coach. And we're seeing it right in our eyes, in front of our eyes. And keep in mind, these guys came off a bye week, the Texans. So they might be a little out of sorts at first, but then again, we're going into our bye week. And then after the bye week, we have to face. But then we have our own version of going into someone's house on prime time. So, but this is a game where you should have blown up, even though before the game, You weren't expecting to blow this team out. With the way that the game was going to start off, you should have blew this team out. And the reason why we didn't blow this team out was because, like, I'll go back to the offense because of Clint Kubiak. It's just simple as that. So first off, the first 2 drives of the game, we score. We got a one run touchdown, or with Charbonnet, we punch it in. The defense gets a stop. Awesome. Offense punches it in again. We get a Darnold throws a dime to JSN. And then the third offensive set, or the third offensive drive we have, we're rushing down the field. Darnold's making dime throws. JSN's getting open. We're running a well-oiled machine as an offense. And then we're calling a trick play inside the 20-yard line when Darnold's blazing hot with Cooper Kupp throwing it down the field. I'm just like, what the hell are we doing, dude? And he throws a pick. And I'm like, bro, what? We just gave them something to work with. Like, that's just unacceptable from Clint Kubiak. Which is why I'm saying, like, Clint, I don't know, man. Like, I understand we're 5-2, but you're not doing well right now with some of these costly plays and costly time management. Costly plays, costly time management. I don't know, man. I don't know how to feel about him. Obviously, it's still early in the season, but, like, he's not impressing me right now as offensive coordinator, even with us, scoring points week in and week out. On at an above average pace compared to last year, or at least a better pace than last year. It's more than just scoring points. It's all about when can you call play. It's situational football, I should say, about just knowing what plays to call in the right time. It's situational football, and Clint Kubiak is not calling situational football. He just is not, and that's just unacceptable from an offensive coordinator who's been in this league for multiple years. So you think he'd learn? I understand he's still young, but he has NFL experience as an offensive coordinator. So I don't. He's got to get it. He's got to get it together because Clint Kubiak, not Clint Kubiak, Mike McDonald. He's coaching a hell of a defense out here. We do not have time to be lollygagging and dialing up plays that can cost us. And even Mike said it at halftime, like, we got to stick to the plan. I know that was directed towards Kubiak because, like, what are we doing here? We can't. Why are you taking the ball out of Darnold's hands right there? You just don't do that. So, but moving back to the bright side, I mean, we got the win. We won at home, which is what we've struggled to do so far. Under Mike, we got that much needed win at home, and kind of put ourselves ahead. I mean, obviously the other division teams win up besides the Cardinals. The Rams and the Niners won their games, so we're tied 5-2 with them. So it's just a matter of we need these guys to start losing games while we keep winning. And obviously we enter a bye week, so there's a massive hate watch going on. I don't know if I think the Niners and Rams both play games next week. I don't know if either of them also have a bye week, but I can check. The Niners play the Texans. Oh, man. So we got to root for the Texans in that one. And then I think maybe the Rams also have a bye week. Yeah, it looks like the Rams also have a bye week next week. So we need the Niners to lose to the Texans, who we just beat. At least the Texans will be playing at home that time. But going back to the game itself played today, like, defensively, we played amazingly, and I couldn't ask for a better game from this defense. That touchdown we gave up, I'm not even going to put on the defense. And that was the only offensive touchdown they allowed because on the offense, we had that freaking sack fumble, sack fumble recovery for a touchdown. So that's 6 points right there. And then there's those two field goals that they made. So that was the first offensive touchdown they scored that entire game, and even then we didn't let them get the 2-pointer. So. Or that was actually the fumble where we didn't let them get the 2-pointer. But like this defense you couldn't have asked for a better game from your defense. Your defense allowed 12 points. I'm counting obviously 12 points because of the sack, or not sack, because of the sack fumble. So like that's just amazing defensive play right there. And the offense, man, I'm saying the offense has to do better. And even if you're not scoring points, you got to play better situational football. You got to have better situational calls there by Clint Kubiak. So Excuse me. As a team, we rushed well, 118 yards. Charbonnet had an okay game. He had a couple touchdowns. He had a pretty good game, in my opinion. Walker had not a so okay game. 3.9 of carry isn't that good. Albeit there were a couple runs that were called back because of penalties by the O-line. But speaking of which, we were penalized a lot today. I think we were penalized in the double digits. Obviously, this is like our first game this year where we've really allowed that many penalties, but we got to clean that up. We cannot be starting to have that now. Zabel had a penalty. Anthony Bradford had a penalty. And again, Bradford, man, like this dude just has not been doing well. Like that second and what was it? That second and it was like that second and long, second and 15. Charbonnet ran into Anthony. Like Anthony Bradford ran into Sundell, which then caused Charbonnet to run into Sundell and Anthony Bradford. Like Anthony Bradford just looks lost on the field. He just doesn't know what he's doing, and I just think he just does not need to be on the team this year. If you know what I'm talking about, comment in the sections below, so that way I know I'm not going crazy, because I know I wasn't the only one that saw that with Bradford. But like the O-line did a little bit better job of blocking today, but 3.6 a carry still is not good on 33 carries. So I don't like that. And that's balanced. Hey, 33 carries to 32 passing attempts. That is balanced football. So I guess we can't really be too upset at that. But here's the thing, though. Here's the one thing we can be upset at. We had 4 turnovers on the offense, and yet we still won. 4 turnovers on the offense. 2 interceptions, which ones that did not need to be thrown. That I don't even blame on the thrower. I blame on Clint Kubiak. And then 2 fumbles. Donald had that 1 fumble, and then Elijah Arroyo had that 1 fumble, which was a rookie mistake. So we got to do better with ball security, and I'm sure, Mike's going to be preaching about that. I know he's going to be celebrating the win, but he's going to be like, yo, guys, you got to do better on offense, because we cannot be having this. So overall, I mean, defensively, like I said, we played in a masterful game. Jones had that pick. He's had a great season so far. Drake Thomas, man, he's been showing up and showing out. And I don't know, man. I think Tyrese Knight might have just gotten replaced, unfortunately for him. But hey, it's next man up. So, Josh Joe played an amazing game. I feel like he easily could have picked off a couple balls. Leonard Williams was wreaking havoc. DeMarcus Lawrence had a couple pressures. Uchenna also had a nice game. He had a crazy game. Reek Woolen had a good game, in my opinion. Nick Emmanwori had an amazing game. Unfortunately, Devin Witherspoon didn't play, but other guys stepped up, which was great to see. Did we even have Julian Love? Doesn't even look like we had Love in. So we were still missing Love in Witherspoon. So, but we still pulled it out, and we still need more guys to come through, and that's what we have the bye week for. So, that's what I like. I like where we're at right now, and this gives us kind of a time to recoup what we're doing, kind of improve. We got to improve on offense. We got to figure out what we got to do to improve on offense, because this offense has been very lackluster in down the stretch in times where we need them to pull through. So we got to figure something out there. So, but overall, this was a great team win, especially on the defense. I couldn't be more prouder than this defense's performance today. Great performance by the defense. So, but yeah, I think that's all I have for this video. If you like the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share for more Seahawks and Seattle sports content. Once again, just a reminder, I will be doing the live stream for the Washington Commanders game. So stay tuned for that. I'll be probably starting out, like I said, around 30 to 45 minutes for the game. I'll probably just keep saying it until it happens. I want every time I make a Seahawks video, just to keep reminding you guys. But yeah, thank you for stopping by. Have a good night, and go Hawks, go Mariners. Yeah, go Mariners. Even though that loss hurt, go Mariners, and go Kraken.